And we're back to another episode of Let's Play King's Quest II, Romancing the Stone. I'm your host, the RPG guy, and it's back to, we should be getting back to our adventure. We got these stones to find, and they're not gonna find themselves, eh? Let's get to it, eh? Alright, so we got a clue about the first, area that we want to go is under the sea, specifically one that we cannot consume. And so that would be, for lack of a better term, that's going to clearly be the beach. And we are going to take on our inner Jeff Goldblum, and we're going to head over that way. Let's get to it. This game's not going to beat itself. I don't even know where that came from. I don't ever think I've done a Jeff Goldblum impression, or tried to attempt one anyway, because that wasn't a good one. I don't know what's over me, guys. This series of games has a power about it, an air, if you will, of just fun, corniness, and a kind of game. These kind of games don't quite exist anymore like they do. I mean, they still make these games kind of today, but they're just not the same. They're just not the same. I'd say the last good point-and-click adventures loosely would be the early Sam and Max games. Beyond that, it's been downhill ever since. I know, I'm such a stickler. God, man, do you have to be such a buzzkill? Hey, I got you King's Quest 1, 2, and 3 for free in a way. Just go check out adgi.com and all that hubbubaloo. Jokes aside, though, especially because I like these versions a lot more than the originals, nowadays. Back in the day, you didn't have a choice. When we get to King's Quest 4, we're not going to have much of a choice either. Let's go ahead and take this comb. Hey, Baba.
You hold out the shell comb in your hand. Clear recognition shines from the mermaid's delicate features. She hesitates a moment, then cautiously extends her arm, hands open expectantly.
Hey, baby. My name is King Graham, and, let's do it.
Gently place the shell comb in her palm.
Oh, yeah, baby.
The mermaid examines it and smiles. She removes an opal necklace from around her neck and hands it to you. After a moment of admiring her once-lost possession, she looks at you with anticipation. You attempt to charade the act of going underwater to the mermaid. She regards you with a look of puzzlement. Just when the whole demonstration becomes too embarrassing to continue, she suddenly dives into the sea and swims right up to you.
Oh, yeah. About to fertilize those, Oh, boy. Oh, my stars and garters, King Graham. You stud.
After giving you a rather intense kiss, the mermaid dives under the water again. You wonder where she has disappeared to. Then suddenly, you feel a pulling at your legs.
I hope that's what she's pulling on. I guess King Graham is technically single at this point.
The mermaid holds on to you, keeping you from resurfacing. You struggle instinctively while trying to hold your breath, but she will not let go.
Oh, God.
You know you are going to black out soon.
And thus we die. Or so one would think.
You're still breathing. How can this be? Could it have been the mermaid's kiss? Speaking of which, where has she gone to this time?
Oh, baby. Thank you for that hot lovin' straight from your fish half oven. Your non-fish half oven. Oh, boy. Makes me think of the movie The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and... I can't think of the other actor. And the mermaid in that. I'm going to just tell you, that's a great movie.
This is a new experience.
But it's trippy as hell.
The seahorse willingly allows you to climb upon its back. You slide into the little saddle and take up the reins in your hands. You just hope this creature knows where it is taking you.
Robert Pattinson was the other guy, I think. It was the kid from frickin' Twilight that... Thank God he got away from that, because he's good in a lot of other
traveling
stuff.
Through ever-deepening water, you arrive at a massive stone archway. Passing through it, you notice it is covered with many different intricate symbols, none of which you recognize. Mer riding, perhaps? As you emerge on the other side of the arch, a grand sight greets your eyes.
I want to see that mer graffiti. Fish side!
You have entered an aquatic throne room. As one would expect, such a place has a throne of sorts. But what you see seated in it takes your breath away, if that still applies.
Why are
It
he...
is unmistakably the ruler
God.
of the Mer people, the king of this watery world, known by many names. Neptune is the one by which he is best known to your kind.
And Drowny McChucklefuck's the other one. Well, your greenesty.
You bow before the king. He returns the gesture with a lowering of his own head. You open your mouth to speak, but only a bubble emerges. It begins floating up to the surface. You watch as your air bubble divides in two. Incredibly, each half maintains its semi-spherical shape. You take the half bubbles in your hands and position them respectively near your mouth and ear. A deep, elegant voice instantly booms from them.
You are welcome here, human.
Thank you. I am King Graham of Daventry.
Your courtesy depicts your stature. What is it you seek here?
You explain that you are seeking the 3 gems of nature, and that you believe one of them to be somewhere in this realm. You demonstrate the approximate size and shape of the gem, then mention the Door of Destiny and what you hope to find on the other side.
I do have that which you are seeking, and know of the Door of Destiny. It is very old. Its origin is known to but a few. What I possess was known to the ancients as the Birth Gem. In the realm of the Mer people, it is called the Water Gem, for without water, life cannot begin.
Might I have this gem, Your Majesty?
I shall let you have the gem, but first I must ask you to earn it by way of performing a service for me.
You are about to say anything, but then remember what you heard the last time you said that word to the stone door. Instead, you just nod and allow
Clean the
Neptune to
particles off my
continue.
mer
My
dick.
trident, the symbol of my power and the strength of my people, has been stolen.
His mer dick, pretty much.
A faint mumbling can be heard through the ear half of your bubble. This event is obviously of concern to those in attendance.
It is believed that one of our allies and neighbors have taken advantage of the Mer people's kindness, and that their own king now has possession of the trident. If you can reclaim it in the name of the Mer people, I will grant you ownership of the Water Gem. Will you do this, King Graham?
I
Mumbling has
guess.
stopped. All are awaiting your response.
I would be honored to reclaim your trident, Your Majesty.
My sentries will escort you to the border between our 2 kingdoms. You may continue to use that steed to hasten your journey. It is my best. My sincerest hopes that you do not fall victim to the Sharkies.
As you prepare yourself for this new quest, a sudden pang of apprehension seizes you. Did the king just say sharkies, as in sharks?
They sound pretty lame if you ask me, but we'll
Your
keep it
Majesty,
going.
is there anything you can tell me about the Sharkies?
They are large, fierce, and carnivorous.
Anything else?
They are always hungry.
Anything that might be of benefit?
Like something to help you live longer?
I do recall that they have poorer vision than we Mer people do, as they dwell in the darker waters.
So I might have a chance were I to encounter one.
You can always hope.
That was not inspiring.
Fucking Neptune's a fucking dick.
Why was your trident stolen?
That is a matter of great concern to me. Should the Sharky King determine the trident's nature, he would assuredly bring about the deaths of countless Mer people.
I shall return as soon as I am able, Your Majesty.
Good luck.
And off we go. King Graham
As you depart the
Aaron Boy
underwater
of the Mer
kingdom,
people.
you see 2 guards waiting to escort you to the Sharky's realm.
The Sharkies. You know, for those of you who wonder, there's a chain of bars out here, and I think there's some in like Miami and stuff called Sharkies.
The sentries swiftly guide you along the bottom of the seabed, descending into much darker, colder water. After keeping pace with them for what seems like an eternity, you notice a forebodingly dark area looming closer and closer.
And they were shitholes when I went to them in the past in Hermosa Beach.
You have arrived at the border
they're
of the
shitholes still now.
Sharky's kingdom. This is
Not
as
a
far
fan.
as the sentries will take you. One of the guards salutes you. Then they both head back to the safety of their own waters. You're on your own from here, Graham.
Overpriced drinks, overpriced everything.
Those guards were sure in a big hurry to get out of here.
Never a good experience there. Most people I know who go there have never had a good experience. I think when they first opened, they were pretty popular, but then they went downhill rather quickly. All right, so we're in this kind of area where we can ride our little seahorse and explore abouts here.
Debris from a wrecked vessel lies strewn and half buried on the seabed. Seeing no remains of the crew, you wonder if they were eaten before or after they drowned. You need to get close. You can.
Let's go ahead and head over there.
You need.
How much closer do I have to freaking
This
get?
would not be. You need.
God damn it.
You need.
Son of a bitch.
You need.
There we go. God damn it.
Examining the heavily waterlogged remnants of the vessel, you notice an old antique bottle half buried in the sand. With great difficulty, you lean over in your saddle and manage to scoop it up.
Sweet, freaking
It
sweet.
is a clear bottle with a cork at the end. Inside, you can see a large piece of cloth which has been meticulously folded up. You remove the cloth from the bottle.
Because we're going to need that sucker. At some point. Not right away. Let me think here. Let's go ahead and go this way. Because we in these older King's Quest games, you have to have certain things you have to do one thing before you can do another. And you'll see this pattern off and on throughout the various King's Quest games. It's like, oh, you can't get access to this puzzle because you haven't observed the puzzle initially. So it's some people find that annoying in the early King's Quest games. Why you don't see a lot of, I guess, a lot of people talk in good nature about some of these older King's Quest games. But again, this is the remakes. The remakes fix some of that stuff, but there's some of it that is in there intentionally. And it's meant to be in there. It's not like they're doing it to be, dicks. It's just mechanically that's the way the game was played. So, yeah. Just keep it in mind in the back of your noggin, in the back of your head. And yes, for anybody wondering, the sharks will not harm us. Well, these particular sharks will not. There's a few things a little later that might be of concern. So if you notice, the fish is actually clipping. He clipped a little bit. He should do it again. Let's see.
You can't be sure, but there seems to be something odd about this fish's swimming pattern.
There it is. You can see how he clips through the wall there.
Having noticed the fish moving suspiciously in and out of the rock wall, you reach out and touch it. To your astonishment, your hand passes right through.
And when we go
The
in,
western wall is but an illusion. You easily pass through it into a series of caves and tunnels on the other side. It's pitch black in here. You cannot see a thing. You'll need to find some sort of light source before you are able to proceed.
Oakley dokley, well, we'll get to that.
It's pitch black in here. You cannot see a thing.
So they put us back out here. So we're going to head back the way we came. This time we're going to go and end up in a slightly different area that's not far from where we just were when we found the bottle. Because we need to find something else. Which makes me think of, it makes me think of the movie Pitch Black with Vin Diesel, and how there were little glowworms that they put in a bottle to create lanterns. It's a whole movie about that takes place in darkness. So keep that in mind, but we'll see what I mean here. Oh, actually, we need to... How much fucking closer? Like right on top of it, man.
Lean over and pick some of the grass, which grows in between the rocks.
And then what we're going to do is give this grass...
This dark, green, weed-like grass seems to have a saccharine content.
Mm-hmm.
You chew on the end of the grass. It tastes sweet.
Nice. Gonna turn it into saltwater taffy.
You stuff the sugary grass into the empty bottle and push it all the way to the bottom.
And then we're gonna go ahead and boop.
You place the baited bottle on the seabed, close to the luminescent fish.
And thus...
A few of the glowing fish are now swimming around inside the bottle.
Sweet. And then we'll yoink that bottle.
You take the bottle.
And now we have the illuminated bottle. Now what we gotta do is pretty much go back the way we came. There's gonna be a lot of that in these King's Quest games. Gotta go back the way we came. But it's fine. It's the name of the game, right? It's the nature of the beast. And again, like I said, if that's the charm to this game, these types of games, is that there is a bit of memory involved, exploring. You know, there's way more areas to explore under the sea, but most of them are empty space. So, if it's your first time playing, again, you'll wander a little bit till you find what you need. All right, let's go ahead and head in here now. Because now we have a means to see where we're going. Well, kinda. But we're good. Let's go ahead and just move right along in here. It's not a maze or anything like that. It's not like King's Quest 1 where there's a whole bunch of freaking weirdly placed pathfalls, or pitfalls rather. Whereas in King's Quest 2, there are places where you can fall, but it's not as common, or it's not as like blatant. You can still fall to your death. It's just, again, it's not as common of a issue. And what do we got here?
A large opaque shell seemingly blocks a tunnel to the north. Whatever lies in that direction must be very important.
You don't say. Let's go ahead and use
Your sword is...
There we go.
You slide your blade through a small gap in the door and pull with all your might. It is difficult handling your weapon underwater, and you realize that combat will not be an option. So if it ever comes to that, you are in big trouble. As you open the door, ample light floods into the underwater cave, and you are now able to make your way around without the glowing fish.
Nice. And you can see we got rid of them. Makes you wonder a little bit. Let's go ahead and head on inside, shall we? Oh my god.
Oh no, the seahorse has followed you. Let's hope it doesn't give your presence away.
Gotta love these
You're
shark guys.
safely concealed behind the remnants of a stone archway. This is fortunate, as the king of the Sharkies is also here. Aside from his menacing appearance, he also seems to be in a very bad mood.
They remind me of street sharks.
I cannot understand it. It should work for me. Is it not written that Trident's power can only be wielded by those of goodwill? Well,
is it not?
The king's aides nod fervently.
And do I not possess the greatest will in this kingdom? No one can best me in battle. My resolve is unshakable. No amount of bleeding can dissuade me from slaughtering my enemies. Does this not signify that my will is the best there is?
The Sharky King's aides seem all too willing to agree.
Then why does it not work?
Batteries, bro. Just saying. Now pay attention very carefully here.
As the Sharky King taps 4 shells in order around the arch.
So to me, it looked like on the right side of that arc, it was the third plate, the first plate twice, and the second to last plate once. Keep that in mind.
Tomorrow we invade the Bird People's territory. For without the Trident's power, that old fool Neptune and his weakling followers will fall before our might. Goodwill. Ha! Mine is superior to all.
As he leaves, the Sharky King motions for his guards to remain.
All right, so he's gonna head out. Now, before we do anything, this King's Quest has a little bit more danger involved. So we're gonna make a save. You can see I saved from back when we were in the town. We're gonna go ahead and make a new save, and we're gonna do into the vault. All right, we'll save that, and then let's see if we can get ourselves a trident here.
Having an idea, you approach your somewhat reluctant steed and slap him hard on the back.
Horse slap. And away he goes. And thus the guards give chase.
Look at him go. The guards are momentarily distracted. Now is your chance.
And so we're gonna now make our way over. And this can just, like I said, this is one of the parts of the game where it can be finicky. So we know it's the
push on the shell.
third shell here.
Back slightly into the wall.
And then it's this one twice. It should be in the second to last one. And open sesame. Again, if you fail this, the guards come up, they kill you. And like many King's Quest games, there's a lot of funny ways to die, or where the game mocks you almost. But many could find that annoying.
Without delay, you snatch up the trident before the guards return to their posts.
And let's get the hell out of here.
It appears as if the guards are losing interest in the seahorse. You had better get out of here quickly.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh no, the seahorse has followed you all the way back to the secret entrance. The guards are sure to discover you now.
That's fine though, because our seahorse is going to be our way out of here.
You remount the seahorse.
And then they're going to do a little something that I don't believe was in the original. That's kind of a thing that
your seahorse glides onward.
Theoretically we can skip, but we're going to do it.
You grip the reins tightly, glancing nervously over your shoulder every so often to check for pursuing sentries. As you make distance, your anxiety melts into relief. But it is to be short-lived.
Okay. The following sequence is a short arcade sequence. Do you wish to play through it? Yes. So this is, of course, something that I believe was not in the original game, and it's really just us dodging these stalagmites, and that's all we have to do here. And I believe they're in a set configuration, and as you can see, we're not having too much trouble here. It's very, very light. Again, they made these remakes. And the original games themselves were designed for younger audiences. You know. Because my memory of the original has no memory or recollection of this. Ooh, we got hit. They're catching up. Move, 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 move.
Finally, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You quickly make a dash for the
And
exit.
if you get hit, I think if you get hit enough times, they will get you, so to speak.
As you emerge, you realize you have only seconds before the guards come out after you. And even if you could outrun them, you're sure the commotion would attract the sentry's attention. Then you'd be in real trouble. Suddenly, you hear a strange voice in your head.
He of noble and goodwill, royal trident thou may wield.
Suck on that, shark motherfuckers! By the power of
You wonder
Grayskull!
what that did, if anything at all. Oh.
They just ran head first right into the wall. And that's really the gist of it. I mean, like I said, I think they added that in there. And it's cute. It's not too intrusive, you know, rather than just running, I think, back through the tunnel and whatnot, and then doing that at the end. You have a little bit of a thing that keeps you engaged. All right, let's go ahead and head north. And we're pretty much going back the way we came. Excuse me. While trying to avoid any, you know, quote-unquote pitfall or instant death areas, so to speak. Hence why you might see me do something silly like this. To ensure that we go around the obstacle panels. Like I said, there are things that will just outright kill you in this game. And we're going to avoid those like the plague. There are a lot of people who've put up videos of all the different deaths and all the different King's Quest games. I think even the remakes have them now. So just as a throw out there to anybody who really wants to see that stuff, you can go and see that stuff. And yes, they are kind of funny. But you have to, again, it's a dark humor slash kind of whimsically goofy kind of set of scenes.
The trident guides you back to Neptune's realm.
Holy crap, we made it back alive!
You approach the king. He smiles and graciously accepts his trident from you. Then he calls everyone to attention.
To commemorate the return of my trident, and to honor King Graham's success, I hereby
Gotta give him his
call
crown.
for a celebration.
Of hookers and Murblow. Hookers and blow. I'm sorry.
The celebration lasts for some time. You eat, drink, and have a merry time with many of the mer people.
How do you drink underwater?
After a few hours, the festivities wind down, and you finally have a chance to speak with Neptune.
I have questions about this world, damn it. So many
The
questions.
gems of nature represent the 3 stages of life. Water gives birth to life, and thus what I have given you is the
So my
first of
pee,
3.
my pee gives birth to
Second
life, got
is
it.
the growth gem, or air gem, for air sustains life and permits it to grow.
So my farts,
How might I
okay.
find the growth gem?
I know only that its location is as far above the surface of the land as we are below it. Beyond that, I cannot aid you.
A smirk crosses Neptune's face momentarily.
You might say that air is not exactly my element.
You decide that the beverages consumed were to blame for that one.
And the third gem, Your Majesty?
Third is the death gem, the completion of life and the natural order of things. The Door of Destiny understands this now, as did the ancients who imprisoned the soul within.
You don't say.
As for that gem's location, I had hoped you would have no business venturing to the castle.
The White Castle.
Kalima was once ruled from that place, but sadly her people have not seen their lord for quite some time. But if you please, I would prefer not to dwell upon this subject. You have done me a great service this day, and I thank you. Good luck, King Graham, and good speed.
And there you have it. So he gives us some insight into
You depart the underwater kingdom and head back towards the surface. What an incredible experience. You are certain you'll never forget the adventure you just had. Additionally, you have acquired one of the gems. As you resurface, you realize that the magic which allowed you to breathe underwater has now subsided.
Well, there you go. And so, hot damn.
It is a slightly luminescent blue stone about the size of your palm.
So we get the blue gem here. And for the other gems, we've got a little bit of insight into what they are all about. Let's go ahead and let's see. Well, you know what? This is a good place for us to stop right now. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HectorStudios, for more live gaming action. When we come back, we're going to actually have to figure out how do we get the other crystal, the other stones. So far, it seems like the library is going to be a place for us to explore for that information. Thanks for stopping by, guys. And we will see you guys next time.